YouTube land, Taekwondo here doing another action figure review. Well, not so much an action figure review, but an action puppet review, I suppose you'd call these things. So, I'm doing the second of the 3 figures for the first wave of Boglins that have been re-released. These were released a good few years ago by Mattel back in the 80s. I think they got a re-release then mid-90s, maybe early 2000s, and then again they're getting another re-release. And just before I proceed, I just need to say that these reviews are intended for collectors over the age of 13 plus. Just abide by the FTC and COPPA rules, and if you need to ask for permission to watch videos, please do so from a parent or guardian. And without further ado, we'll go through the box. So this one is King Vlobb. He's already been opened. There is a perforated section on the bottom that you punch open to get to the accessories. There is a tie clip here at the front that holds the box, the plastic bars on. I know on my second edition version of the Boglins that they released, instead of having the plastic bars, they had paper ones, similar to the cardboard used on the box. So they did change that up before, but they've gone back to having the plastic ones, which is quite good. There is a blurb on the other Boglins. There's King Wart, King Swogs, King Spork, King Topor, and there's Bogglebones, Blobkin, and the Crazy Clown. These are on pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store at the moment. I got this one from Big Bad Toy Store. The previous one, which is King Drool, I got from Walmart. I don't know if there's much difference between the Walmart and the Big Bad Toy Store versions of the same characters, so I didn't get the same character. It just looked like the Walmart ones might have some extra paint apps on the horns, but it is possible that they don't. So just removing him from the box for a moment, you can see the insert of the box. Now there is again a perforated area here that you're supposed to punch a hole in, so you can have him in the box and manipulate him as a puppet while in the box. To note, there is 3 ties holding him in place, the wire bendy ties. So there's 2 over his arms, and then there's 1 at the back that goes through his tail section. You need to be careful when you taking that out, because the tail is not attached in the box. So if you were to pull on it, there is a hole in the back where this plug that plugs the tail in goes through, and if you pulled on that with the tie wrap still in place, you could split the mount that, or the area. You can see it has 2027 towns, Clark, Toronto, Massachusetts, made in China, or at least I think that's just Toronto, Mass. I'm assuming that's Massachusetts. And here he is in all his boggy glory. So if I just move him up, so they're not really articulated so much as just have moving, puppet gimmick. The arms, I could have sworn on the old ones the arms were actually movable, but they're not. They have the same section, or same thing that they use for attaching the tail. So it is a clear plastic plug. So if I just flip it back around, you get kind of a clear translucent plastic plug that connects into this big bung kind of thing. And it's the same on the arms, except the ones on the arms are detailed. Now, I have seen people saying that they're finding kind of issues with some of the arms and the material kind of flaking. That does tend to happen with these guys, since they're made of kind of a rubber latexy sort of material, so they might have some mold issues, or molding issues, QC issues. So it's just something to watch out for. I know that I did say on my previous video that the eyes don't light up, but I was actually corrected, and they do actually light up. It's just on King Drool, for some reason it takes ages for his eye gimmick to light up. So I'm going to try this with Vlobb here and see if I can get them to light up. It is a bit bright here at the moment, so it may or may not work. I just cover over the eye unfortunately it's not going to work. I'd say you're going to need a darker, hang on, if I just turn off my light here, just try charge up the eye with this, see if this works. Come on, Vlobb, charge your eyes. It's a very slight hint, but I'll just turn that back on. It is there, you just have to charge them up. Now, Vlobb here, my original very first one of Boglin that I ever got was Vlobb. And I remember him being a lot different to this one. For starters, the blue that the material is, or that the skin is made out of, was a lot darker. Kind of similar to how dark this older version of, what is it, Dwark? Is that the middle guy? Yeah, Dwark. You can see the colorization is a lot darker. Even like this one's fairly old, so you can see the deterioration on them, which I pointed out in the previous video. But my original version of Vlobb, I remember being a very dark blue. I don't remember him having this green up on his head. I do remember him having the pink and the teeth painted, but if I recall correctly, it was all painted on him, kind of like, you can just about see it on the work here, that his whole inner mouth was painted. His teeth had been painted, but it just peels off over time. He does have the exact same articulation for the eyes, so there is a bar that you can push up and down. So the way it's designed is, you can, when you push it up, it turns the eyes to the right, and when you pull it back, it turns the eyes to the left. There is small little hinges up above the eye that is supposed to simulate a wink kind of style thing. So if you manipulate it, it's supposed to simulate a wink. It never looked that great when I used to it. In fact, if I just turn them inside out a bit, you can see it. These are the things for the eyes. They tend to break off on the older ones. In fact, I think the ones on this guy are completely gone. But you do have that. And then if I just move them off this side for a second, I'm just going to bring in Drool's box. You can see it's the exact same, just says caution and warning labels all over it, and it has the same thing on the back. So it has the same blurb. And if I just take him out of his box, bear with me a moment. So if I take him out of his box, it's going to be hard to do if I do both. So you can see they have different eyes. The pupils on the eyes are actually different. They are a different sculpt. They're not just, they didn't just use the same material and just painted different colors or cast in different colors. They are actually different sculpt wise. So you do have that. They do have the 3 horns. Again, I don't remember my original ones having horns. I remember them having these weird little nubbin things on their heads, but I don't remember the horns. So there is that. And as I said in Drool's video, the material that they're made out of seems to be a lot more lighter than the previous ones. So there is that. And if I just get Drool back into his box, I don't want him escaping after all. And I just need to bring in the other thing that is new that I don't remember them coming with before, and I did hit on it on. So Drool came with this. Ancient Scroll Lies the Secrets of Ancient Boglins, Long May He Reign. So this is King Drool's, this is King Vlobb's. There's a big bio write-up for Vlobb. It says Vlobb is the brightest and most cunning of all the Boglins and has ruled the medievals from the time before the bog. He has been enlisted by King Drool to protect the kingdom of Gaul. Vlobb is counting on the days when he'll be once again rule, until he will once again rule all the lands. But in the meantime, he sits and reads and plots his revenge with his loyal henchmen, Mord, Mace, Max, Moors, Murg, and the rest of the medievals. They have been plotting and waiting for millennium, hence their newfound popularity with the millennials. King Vlobb possesses the boomerang battle axe of Bruma, which I'm assuming is supposed to be this thing. The Great Boomerang Battle Axe competition was held at the turn of the century. Vlobb is the only Boglin smart enough to duck on return of the fling. And then if I flip around, it says the Kingdom of Vlobb now controlled by Drool. And if I flip around Drool's one, now I'm not sure if this, it does seem to kind of line up, but it doesn't look perfect. So I'm not sure if the other guy's one goes in between them. I'm not sure if Dwark's one's in between them. And I'm assuming because it looks like there's a lot more spaces for more pieces of this map, that we'll get a full map with more Boglins. So you might get 3 more pieces with the dark Boglins, or is it dark Boglins they're called? Doesn't say, but I think they were called the dark Boglins. The pumpkin style one, the clown one, and the skull looking one. And then you probably get some parts of the map with the smaller Boglins, I'm hoping. But overall, they're quite nice. So I do recommend picking these up if you're a fan of Boglins, or if you're a fan of just puppet creatures in general. They are pretty sweet. Again, some assembly is required when you get them. So I'm just going to put the Vlobb back in his box. So you can see Vlobb and Drool together in their box. Unfortunately, I no longer have the box for the work, so you can just sit up on top of them. If we just manipulate them, as I said, there is a hole in the bottom which I haven't punched out on either box, but it's intended that you can put your hand in and control them while they're in the box. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick video of Boglins. I'm not sure if I want to get the 3rd Boglin, since I already technically have one. But I might get a new one just to see, compare and see what the differences are like. If he does feel like he has a lighter plastic or lighter material, and if he has more coloration than the vintage one. But overall, he is quite cool. So there you go, guys. A quick video review for King Vlobb of the Boglins, and I hope you enjoyed this review. And as always, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel and help my channel grow. Cheers, guys.